I did already post on the Discords, so people know that we're going to be here. The people.
We're here.
I mean, the people who follow Apex know that there's going to be finals anyway, so we don't have to worry too much about it.
Well, let's hope there's finals. Let's hope someone doesn't forfeit.
No, these two aren't going to forfeit against each other. There have been some forfeits throughout the playoffs that you could blame on the daylight savings time thing, which happened earlier on, and then there were a couple little, like, not going to say fixed matches, but like battles between friends maybe, where someone didn't show up and
certain agreements.
Yeah, these two are going to show up. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. There definitely have been in past seasons where people know that they can't play on the weekend. Right. So they'll play like during the week, and then whoever loses just doesn't show up on the weekend. That's definitely happened. Zansin and YiQiao are both going to show up. And this is actually a rematch. They fought in the finals of the Summit Dare Langrisser this season, and YiQiao won.
Okay.
So if we had time before the stream, we could have watched those games, but they're already up. I'm sure like Kata has already covered them, so those games will be on YouTube if people are craving more Zansin and YiQiao matches.
Well, I think based on their boxes today, it's going to be meta slugfest. I think you're going to see, some pretty meta characters.
Oh yeah.
I think you're not going to see any rush box or anything that's going to happen very quickly. So I think you'll be in for some quality matches. It'll probably take some time.
Well, one of the nice things about a match between these two players, though, is that they both do a lot of research. Like, they'll have researched each other, for sure, their match histories. But they also prepare their characters really well. So, like, either player will know, like, characters that the other player likes to use, and will kind of, like, custom tinker with their own characters to maybe, like, make them a bit more survivable, or make them be able to kill the other characters.
I think in a match,
so there's lots of prep with these two players.
I think in one of the matches yesterday, and I can't remember which one it was, I thought maybe it was Zansin, but someone was using Elwyn with no bracer, and the Elwyn got attacked by a Lucretia with archers. And the Lucretia killed the Elwyn, and then the archers killed the revive, and I was shocked that went through.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was probably what you're talking about, where someone made a change.
Yeah.
Off of what would normally be meta equipment to something specific.
I think no bracer Elwyn is becoming more and more common, based on what people saw happening in China.
So what are people bringing on him? Just extra attack?
Twilight Star is one that gets used a bit.
Right.
Which is mainly to help with Christians. So you can like chip her health down and then use Crush, which gives you extra attack bonus against her. That's one of the things you can use it against. Frozen Max, I'm back. I have to admit, while I was really screaming on roller coasters last weekend, I wasn't actually like sick or vocally destroyed. That was a bit of a ruse for my setup for my April Fool's video. So I'm feeling good and I'm here. Tristan's here. He was screaming on the roller coasters too. Alright, this match is going to get started any second now, so let's go ahead and take this little intro screen off and get ready.
Oh, there it is.
And there it is. So let's load right in. And we've got YiQiao as a slight voting underdog versus Zansin. So let's take a look at Pick Ban.
Season 9 finals. You know what? I see something I'm already really happy about with YiQiao.
What's that?
I see Autocrater looks like he's been removed.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, no, he is there.
Auto's here.
They're both using Autocrater. I just don't get that.
He's a monster.
I don't see it.
One of the things about him is he's hard to kill. Like, he's
not.
He's hard to kill.
I don't see it.
He's hard.
I don't see the Autocrater love. I just think there's so many better characters.
He's hard to kill. He has a really good range on his opening AoE.
Oh, Zansin's also using that annoying puppet character. What's his name?
Cortez.
Oh, that guy's so annoying.
Yeah, we have some
I
interesting...
banned him out of pure annoyance.
So Zansin's got Werner, Kyra, Cherie, and Epsilon, so he's got the meta assassins. He's also got Himiko in here.
I think the biggest thing
Otto,
to notice is
Cortez.
Zansin's not really playing with any tanks. He's only got Hilda as a big tank.
Well, he's got Hilda, he's got Sissy, who can flex to tank.
Autocrater.
Burn and Otto can both kind of guard.
But he's not playing with, a lot of meta tanks. He's only really got one. Whereas Looks like YiQiao's got the 2 big ones plus a Jugler.
Plus Jugler.
And I've also saw her use Autocratter to guard.
And she'll have Sissy as well, who has guard potential. A temporary guard.
Right.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing, I think, is...
Lewin's in here, too. That's interesting.
There's very few pure healers. Well, no, I guess Liana's in one box, not in the other. Florentia's in both boxes. We've got Rosen in both boxes.
Yeah, YiQiao's fully decked up with healers here. Like, Sissy's a real healer.
So it definitely looks like it's kind of a meta tank healer, kind of combo.
Yeah, I think you're right, though. The slight deviations will be what's interesting. We'll get to see if Kurtes comes out, what Zansin plans to use him for, if anything.
No, he also needs to show up. Someone needs to show up. Somebody's not there. I'm also surprised to see Helena in both boxes. I'm surprised that she's still that highly regarded.
She's good for killing Revive-y characters.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the difference in the boxes, so we don't have any Kyra with YiQiao. Zansin's using Kyra.
Yeah.
Both have Epsilon. Looks like YiQiao's also not using Werner.
Now this, bear in mind, we don't know what the side boxes look like yet either.
Yeah.
This is kind of their opening gambit of what they think each other is going to be playing. So if they need to flex into more assassins or more like AoE or whatever, I'm sure they're set up to be able to do that.
Now, one character that I'm building that I see in both boxes is Himiko.
Yes.
Himiko is just so strong. Unless, of course, you're heavy on AoE.
Himiko stays useful throughout Season 10 as well, and I think in the beginning of Season 11, we're still seeing Himiko in boxes, so she's a pretty safe investment, minus 6 stars. I like to use her.
I mean, the 3C clocking. Right? Clocking her 3C is just so deadly.
It's not only that, but I mean, she can push if you ban Hilda. She has that sealing technique, which is a really good, useful silence skill. She can also be surprisingly strong with her single target attacks if you have her set up right. Like, if you need to use her for that.
And of course, she's immune to assassins, because she gets that free hit.
Yeah, she's ridiculous. A good well-round unit.
So YiQiao's got Lewin, and Zansin does not. I'm a big Lewin fan. Lewin's a great character for a longer, drawn-out match.
Well, that's not to say Zansin is lacking in the brawler department, because Otto and Bernhardt kind of both can play that role as well.
And there's no Bernhardt for YiQiao, which is interesting, because that takes away, an Autocratter buff.
Otto steals his own buffs.
A Helena buff.
If Otto wants buffs, he takes them. With his unique equipment now and that huge AoE span, he just steals buffs from everyone.
Yeah, that's not as reliable as a faction buff.
You're used to thinking about Ulti, who needs an actual faction buff.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need one. He's just there to launch that annoying 3C.
Well, we do have both players here, at least.
It'll be interesting to see what they go for first. Do they go for healers? Do they go for tanks? Or do they kind of go for, like, a favorite DPS character?
Oh, and it's Floating Courtyard, which is kind of a dirty map for...
I feel like we're going to see Rosen banned as a first ban.
Now, I know in previous rounds, YiQiao has liked banning Kyra early. So let's see if she thinks that Zansin's Kyra is as threatening as she has her previous opponents.
I think if you're not going to play with a tank, a Lucretia ban is a very smart one because of her range. I mean, I would ban a Rosen here. That's what I would do, because then it puts him down to 2 healers. Could also go for Hilda if you don't want to play against a strong tank. I mean, he's got 3 assassins. So yeah, that's what I would have done. And now we'll see if YiQiao wants to get a big tank out, a healer, or a DPS. I'm thinking maybe Epsilon here. I know Epsilon's a pretty favored first pick for a lot of people.
Yeah, Epsilon's good.
Yeah, okay, that's a great first pick. I like that. I mean, that's always my first pick, because it just shutting down debuffs and just not having to worry about them.
Yeah, there's so many mechanics that
it
takes
neutralizes
off the table.
so many characters. I mean, I look at Wedham, like, I think Wedham becomes reasonably useless if he can't inflict any debuffs.
And Cortez as well, especially if she's not sure what Zansin has up his sleeves for him.
And Himiko, you know, becomes a non-threat as well, I think. That's a very interesting first pick.
Welcome to the stream, Essane.
I guess he had to pick a healer, so they definitely want to make sure they have a healer. So we've got 2 healers picked first. One because they had to, and one because they chose to. I mean, YiQiao definitely has a lot of healers. There's 4 healers there, so didn't have to pick that.
Yeah, first picking a healer does kind of narrow down the options that she has for threats, although it's never a bad idea to have Rosen and Sissy that can lead to some interesting plays.
But here's a comment I'll make, though, you know, and I've tried to do this with my own box, which is, if you're gonna first pick Rosen regularly, then it really doesn't make sense to have more than 2 healers, because, you know, if you're gonna get Rosen banned, then you're probably gonna want to pick a healer, unless you're gonna have 4 healers, right? So to me, when you look at YiQiao's box, if you're gonna pick Rosen, I just think maybe Florentia could come out, and you first pick a Sissy or you first pick a Liana. And, you know, Zansin obviously picked Sissy once his healer was banned. So I like the play of if you're going to pick Rosen first, not really having a lot of extra healers there, because you're definitely going to first pick a healer.
Like you said, though, it does let her, if her Rosen gets banned first, it does let her not immediately snap pick a healer.
Right.
If she wants to then pivot to a necessary DPS first. So YiQiao is picking and banning a little more quickly here now. She is down to 7 seconds of backup time.
So I definitely like, you know, if I was YiQiao here, I'd definitely ban that Hilda and take away his big tank. And, you know, put pressure on him to only have either a very weak tank or, no, he's going for the weapons. And that's not bad either.
Both players banned out the Auto and Himiko that round.
Definitely not. YiQiao doesn't seem to be scared of those assassins. I don't know about that. I'd be a little nervous of giving him multiple assassins. You know, being able to have a Werner out and now have a Kyra and a Sherry out seems a little worrisome. I would expect Zansin's going to go for another assassin here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you know, that Lewin looks like it's be very difficult for him to survive. Now, he does have Hilda to block the crit. But, you know...
Zansin can easily just pluck the crit with a Sissy summon.
Right. That was an interesting ban on Florentia there, because I feel like that was not a character he would have been going for.
It would have given him 2 act agains as player 2.
Yeah.
It's something. It does seem like YiQiao is going for a fairly bulky... possible slugfest in the middle of the map type team here. The Lewin, the sustain from Rosen, the Hilda.
I don't like that he allowed Zansin to get Hilda there as a 4th pick. You know, I think that would have been a big advantage to have a big tank and your opponent not have one. But now they're kind of setting up for a big slugfest.
Yeah, Sissy's a good last pick there.
The problem I have with YiQiao's team now is that there's no buff for either Cherry or Lewin. You know what is really unfortunate is that Glory has a lot of good characters, but not a lot of good faction buffers. I mean, you look at Elwyn, who's kind of fading off. Ledden doesn't get played.
Yeah.
Grenier doesn't get played except by you.
Well,
on free
on Freecon, yeah.
So, I mean, Glory really has a lot of good characters, but no real faction buffer anymore.
Interesting. Zansin gets that 3rd assassin as his last pick, too.
There's a lot of assassins there. I would not want to face that.
Yeah, Mew, we were just commenting on how it's interesting that the first match of the finals gets played on... I think Floating Courtyard, I actually think it's an interesting PvP map because it's kind of unique. Like, it really does
I think it's
change
a steaming pile of garbage. I do not like Floating Courtyard. I don't like it at all. I think
But more than any other map, it really kind of like tilts which units and which troops you feel like you can bring.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like it, because it really takes away the pure battle between the two players. And
Yeah,
it
you're
forces
like
you
a
to deal with a map,
Final
map
Destination
issues.
guy.
Yeah, I like just give me a flat ground of plains and make them slug it out.
No items.
I mean, I think the other maps are well designed where you have certain terrain, mixed around, but this thing is just such a mess. And it forces you to have to do so many different things and to kind of rush in. I don't like it.
Death Queen, welcome to the stream. Just in time for the first game to get started.
Do they have faction buff characters outside of Hilda? Well, Rosen could buff, but that would only buff Hilda and herself.
Yeah.
Zansin can use...
He's in kind of the same situation.
Hilda's buff, but it's not going to go on anyone. Or what about Werner? Is he Tensei? No?
No, he's Yillis.
Yeah,
Meteor.
so these guys aren't... Looks like they don't really prioritize having faction buffs.
Well, like we said, they have other options for buffing these characters. For the assassins, it kind of matters.
There's a lot of interesting things going on. So Sissy White's got the Shrine Maidens to try to survive assassins. Hilda's got the Guardian Cavalry.
Dominating formation.
He did bring a faction buff.
So we
on
do have
her.
faction buff and miracle on Rosenseal on YiQiao's side.
That's an odd choice.
This is Legion Cherie, so she's just going for that one Shadow Raid bop.
Did he bring the faction buff on Hilda? He must not have.
No, she didn't.
He brought both
She got
guard skills.
Royal Cabs there.
Yeah,
So,
that's good. That's good to mess with Cherry. That's a good.
You're right,
thing
Death
to
Queen.
do.
We do have Gospel and Faith on this Kyra. Similar situation here. We don't have the faction buff on the Hilda. And it's another Legion Cherie setup. Heavy infantry Werner. Other than that, looks normal. And yeah, we have mass attack on the Sissy. So Zansin did bring himself a couple of options for buffing all of his characters' attack.
Yeah, that seems to be a pretty popular thing to do now as well, is just mass attack.
Well, so many
With-
useful support characters have access to it.
Right. And then it kind of gets you away from even worrying about factions.
Hypnotoad, welcome to the stream.
Now, my concern with this so far is that Lewin, I feel like, is very vulnerable. And I worry that he's going to get sniped.
Well, we do have the sorceresses on this Kyra.
Yeah, I worry that Lewin's not going to be able to survive.
They're eyeing Lewin up for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think Zansin's plan here is to probably double team that Lewin. But I suspect that he may not even need to double team. I think Kyra alone can probably kill him. What are his stats like, anyway? Oh my goodness, that's a low magic defense.
Yeah.
He's very skewed towards attack, it looks like. His attack's very high. So that's not a very bulky Lewin, I don't think. I mean, mine has over 1,000 defense. And
Yeah, what's your enchant on him, though?
Full Moon.
Full Moon.
So, I mean, but again, I like bulky characters that can survive assassins. Or at least question, force your opponent to question whether or not it's going to work. I think a Kyra attack on Lewin there is a clear death. Now, Hilda's anti-crit may stop that.
I don't
So
think
he may-
Zansin's
he
going
may
to
have
blow
to-
his Kyra attack on Lewin with that aura still up, though.
No, I
He's
think...
going to have to pave the way for himself.
Yeah, I think the smart move would be to move in Cherry and attack and then run away and then try to move in right away with Kyra. That's probably what he's going to try to do.
So Zansin has some setup ahead of him, at least. What do you think is YiQiao's win condition, though?
I think that YiQiao's probably got to be able to keep that Lewin alive and maybe be able to use her cherry to stop him from trying to pull that off. And, you know, if he can spray Lewin's area in the middle and kind of prolong the fight, it might go in her favor.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be very worried about that Lewin getting picked off, and then I think if that Lewin goes, it's going to be hard to win.
So YiQiao catches a breeze on Cherie.
But the other thing I'd say is that these are both really great, smart players, and you never know what they're thinking and what they're up to because they're, you know, very high level and better than me. So they may be thinking of things that are
it's one
much
thing
higher level.
For us bronze tier players to be questioning their motives. All right,
It's
so
interesting.
YiQiao gets the Hilda into the middle of the map.
You know, it's interesting how much domineering formation is playing a role here because they're definitely doing that to try to stop Cherie from being able to run in and potentially drop that Hilda aura. Definitely nice to be able to get in the middle there.
And that breeze on Cherie forced Zansin back a little bit.
Yeah. I'm surprised that he didn't miracle there. I guess he's trying to save it for some real engagement. Definitely nice to have that miracle sitting there. The other big factor too is that Sissy's now got her 5 coins for the act again. So somebody can really boost a character and get in.
Yeah, Vermilion, welcome to the channel. We're just in the setup phase of the first game, so you haven't missed any real action yet.
Yeah, I would think the terrain would override.
Yep.
You can see the different colors.
Yep. It's when this kind of terrain, there's no real priority. It's just whichever gets laid down second becomes the new terrain that's there. So like this is YiQiao Hilda terrain. This is Zansin's, and it's the same kind of thing. Like if either player had Sage or Licorice, and they launched a terrain attack, that would cover this. Same thing with Helena as well. And if Lewin comes in and casts his skill, it would replace the terrain that's already there.
Oh, breeze. That's useful.
Now that, I think, does put him in range of this Cherie.
I wonder if Lewin can get in.
And he's obviously not in defensive counterattack stance because he's too close to the rest of his team. So this is a breezed attack stance Werner with Cherie still to act. I wonder if Zansin knows something we don't. Is he trying to bait that Cherie out?
I think YiQiao's probably gonna just sit here. I feel like she's not gonna move in much more.
I mean, yeah, we still do have the Hilda aura, so...
You can see that Lewin's being held back and protected. You know, he's definitely being held back. And I suspect that he's not going in until, you know, he can drop his 3C and be acted again. It's going to be very critical for YiQiao as to when Lewin makes a move. Yeah, that's what I would
refreshes
expect.
the breeze at least.
I think YiQiao's
So not taking the bait there.
I think YiQiao's going to wait for that breeze on Werner to go away. Yeah, Werner's ridiculous. Very powerful character.
He's an interesting balance though, because like once he blows that initial like attack stance double attack, then he's kind of...
I mean, the only vulnerability to him is he can't run away like some of the other assassins, so he does kind of die once he hits his target.
Yeah. It's hard to rely on him throughout the length of an entire match, you know what I mean? Like, he shoots his shot. He certainly can't solo carry.
But
like
yes,
Epsilon
I
can.
hate him. I hate him. I ban him first almost every time. I hate seeing him and Epsilon in a box, which is frequently because I hate both of those characters. When they pop those coins is going to be interesting. Okay.
Alright, is this Zansin's chance to...
Now, why would he pick an infantry? What is that going to do?
it gives him an aura. He has attack command. I don't know if that's a
yeah.
big deal.
Yeah, that's somewhat... How much is it?
It's like regular...
10%, 2 blocks. Okay, I mean, that's something. I feel like this is pretty stalematey right now. I feel like neither of them really want to move in. Now, if that Werner's not in defensive stance, could Cherry take him out?
He's not in defensive stance because he's too close to his teammates.
Do you think a Cherry could kill him?
I think that's kind of what the question that Zansin was asking YiQiao to find the answer to.
I feel like the answer is no. I think with those heavy infantry and a non-buff Cherry, I don't see that single attack killing.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's precisely why Zansin put it there. He was hoping to either waste Cherry attack.
Now, if you did the coin on Cherry and she got her bonus, maybe. But you've also got that Hildor.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I would suspect YiQiao is going to pop out a summon here, probably for the reason of breaking that aura. It's kind of what I think is going to happen.
Hey, Optimum. Welcome to the stream. We are happily languishing. Yeah. Yeah, Najin, all the comments posted on Twitch get restreamed over to the YouTube chat and vice versa, so anything in the YouTube chat will also show up on the Twitch chat. It's a pretty sweet little setup, and it makes everyone feel like they're still part of the same happy congregation while watching on their preferred platforms.
A congregation.
Yeah.
That's good.
I didn't coin that. That comes from
Oh,
the
here we go. Okay, he's going to take out the summon. Interesting. Lots of coins. Oh, wow.
She's going in.
Wow, that might have been a very good play. I did not realize that he had left that character unguarded.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
I mean, maybe Zansin thought that it wouldn't have come into play because she didn't bring another attack skill.
I mean,
but just the regular attack was enough to do for Kyra.
I love that play. I think that's a great move because Kyra was so dangerous to that Lewin. And, you know, I think that Sigma and Cherry are less likely to kill him.
I mean, it's still
and it
a
takes
trade,
an assassin
right?
off.
It's still a trade. It's Cherry for Kyra.
But
Zansin still has the 2 assassins. This puts all the eggs in Lewin's basket now, right?
Yes, yeah.
Jiroxis, thank you for the sub. Thank you very much. And welcome to the stream.
So I think the big win con now is not letting Werner kill Lewin.
Yeah.
If Werner can sneak in and kill Lewin, it's going to be Zansin's game. Oh, wow. Look, he just goes right in.
Yeah, Costa, I don't necessarily think that Zansin left Kyra exposed by accident. It was certainly something that he weighed the pros and cons of.
If you're Zansin right now, can't you try to attack with Sissy to break the aura and then try to kill Lewin with your Werner right now? Or...
Potentially. Sissy's summon is gone, so she can't just, like, throw one in there.
Can Werner attack and then be acted again and attack again? Does he have 2 guard ignore skills? Or only 1?
Well, he has his 3C and his double attack.
Are they both guard ignore?
His double attack would be guard ignore in strike stance. But he wouldn't want to use... See, he would have to start with his his double attack.
Is very interesting.
Maybe he wants to pop that anti-crit aura with her. Like, trying to do it twice with Werner's awkward because each of his attacks like has an implication for his other attack.
Why would he want to act again Hilda? Well, I know there's lots of coins going around, but why choose that character? What did he bring in Hilda? Does he have a route or anything? I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah,
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, look at this. I think this is getting... Things are going south for Zansin here.
He wants to pop the Hilda crit using his Hilda. He doesn't want to use Werner to do that.
I think we're definitely going to see a 3C here from Lewin.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, now, even if Zansin does go in and pop the crit, then YiQiao has Lewin ready to follow up.
They like their mercenary summon. I'm just not sure. Yeah. I don't understand these moves really on Zansin's part. I'm not sure why he acted again Hilda. I'm not sure why he's attacking Hilda. I mean, he broke the aura now. So, can he kill Lewin? I guess he's going to try to kill Lewin next turn.
He's going to have to.
But can't he just end Hilda's turn right now and then the aura will be refreshed?
I don't think it refreshes instantly.
Yeah, it's only a 1-turn cooldown. So he can end Hilda's turn and then Lewin can't be critted. But Lewin could be attacked next turn because he has turn priority. He could also.
I guess this makes YiQiao choose whether she wants to end Hilda's turn right now or use the Lewin.
Right. Can he not just move up one too though? Can Werner reach if he were to move here? Does he have 3 range or 2? Because if he moved up 1, he could drop the 3C on Hilda, and then can he not be reached, or can he be reached?
He should be able to be reached.
Oh wow,
he should have 3
he's
range
going
with
right
this.
in. This might be a mistake.
I don't know.
Oh, that's gonna hurt him a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he might not be able to kill him.
If it means this can't kill him, then it's not really a mistake. He's still being guarded.
Right. Yeah,
for all that matters.
That did a lot of damage. That's a very high attack Lewin. That's actually might really work out. I think this might be it for Zansin here.
Alright, he's going for the double attack with the Crystal Stinger.
Oh!
Finishes it with the sneak attack!
Oh, wow. That's
yeah.
I think that might be a problem. In fact, I'd say that YiQiao's dead. YiQiao has no offense now. YiQiao simply has a tank and 2 healers, and Zansin has...
Well, I mean, YiQiao's only option, if she doesn't want to retreat, is just to clog up the center with her tank and 2 healers and see if she can hang on.
See, again, like, my Lewin has a bracer, so I don't worry about those fixed damage hits. And I think that was the win condition for Zansin, so I think Zansin's going to take this one now. I'm surprised that YiQiao did allow such a clean hit on the Lewin.
She definitely didn't think that with Werner it would have killed.
I think, obviously, the calculation there was that Werner was going to be injured enough to not be able to kill.
Lots of hype for that kill in the chat.
Yeah, that was a big one. And like I said, Werner is just too strong. He just does unbelievable
that
amounts of damage.
That clutch sneak attack, though, coming in right at the end.
Just unbelievable amounts of damage. But I don't even know if it would have mattered, because I think he would have been able to just attack again next round. Interesting. Now, the one thing that is interesting is that YiQiao could try to hold the middle.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Yeah, it might not be over, but I think Zansin can probably get through it.
Yeah, I don't think it's over. Like, YiQiao can definitely try to clog up the middle. Now, she only has 10 seconds of backup time, so she's going to have to be making all these decisions fairly quickly. And Zansin does have some actual DPS units to, like, keep trying to come in. He can ignore guard and...
Well, he also...
I mean, these are both bulky healers, though. That's the thing, right?
He's also able to get rid of that terrain, which is nice. You know, being able to just knock that terrain away is very helpful.
There's definitely less pressure on Zansin. Even though it looks like the fog is coming in, he knows he has weapons. He can just, like, keep his team healthy, go in, pick at YiQiao's units.
Yeah. I think the Act Again Sissy is going to be very helpful, too. You know, he can refill one of his units, get an Act Again. I think it's going to be hard for Zansin not to be able to win this one.
This actually, so we've entered a new state of matter for this game. I really want to see how YiQiao plays this. Hanging in the middle with a tank and 2 healers and 10 seconds of backup time. I want to see it.
Well, I think it's not going to be much. I think that Zansin's just going to go kill them. I think you're going to see some death right here.
So there's no crit.
I think that Hilda's probably going to take a death here.
Yeah, that kind of just counts as healing that Hilda a little bit. Kong could easily win in these finals with the power of Transcendence. Yeah.
I think we're going to see an act again here next round to kill someone. I think he wanted to get that mass attack out. Yeah, he's going to summon him to get the aura.
He can't really go anywhere yet.
It's a pretty good move. Definitely trying to stop that cherry from act again.
Yeah, Toki, thanks for coming back to the stream. Couldn't miss the finals.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. I think that's going to be the end of Sissy.
Yes, it should be. I mean, I guess that's the thing about having a bulky Shrine Maiden's healer, is if you have 2 assassins coming at you.
Yeah, that's going to be the end for YiQiao, I think. I suspect we'll see a resignation here.
Mr. Sad, the game is not over yet. There's still another Game 2 coming. And then potentially Game 3. So maybe you'll still have a chance to be Mr. Glad, depending on your bets.
I think that Zansin can pretty easily get rid of that Rosen now, and then it'll be over.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, he gets rid of the Rosen or just the infantry and moves into the middle. There's tons of space for him in the middle now.
This match is over, effectively.
Zansin has the damage advantage too, so even if YiQiao squares up in the middle with him, she still needs to find a way to do some damage to his team.
Well, I mean, YiQiao's a great player, but I think that she underestimated how much damage that Werner can do, especially with fixed damage coming afterwards. And that Lewin just didn't really have any bulk to him. Lots of offense, but no defense at all. You know, obviously using some type of accessory that boosts attack.
It's actually pretty prudent for YiQiao to use the rest of this game to hatch some plans for the next game. Because one of the things that's very consistent about YiQiao is that she thinks very far in advance and uses a lot of her backup time, usually on turn 1.
Right.
So the more thinking and planning and kind of restructuring she can do now.
I suspect she's thinking about what backup characters she might want to use.
Yeah, and it'll depend on the next map too. Like if it's the Sky map again, there's going to be some rage tears.
I suspect we're going to see Rosenseal killed here with an act again. Probably an act again coming. That's interesting. I wonder if Hilda can kill him.
She does have horse troops.
This might be interesting.
Whoa!
Yeah, that was a very surprising thing to do. I'm not sure why he exposed
that.
Him to
Evened
that
up
level.
The damage too.
Yeah, I don't know
YiQiao's
why,
ahead in
why
damage
he
slightly.
exposed that character like that. I mean, I
guess he still has Cherie.
If this has to kill.
She can't act again because of the tiles.
Right. Wow, that might have been a huge mistake. Yeah, that might have thrown the game. That might have been a really big mistake. I'm not sure why he would do that.
I think like he felt like he needed to be in the middle for some reason. But he could have made that play from safety.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I also understand why he wouldn't have just waited to be able to do an act again and kill her. You know, he hasn't used that sissy white. I mean, neither of them have. Well, he used it on Hilda, but I don't know why he wouldn't be using that act again on one of those 2 assassins to really put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, that wasn't a good... I don't know. I don't know if I'd say overconfidence. I don't know about that.
Very bizarre play.
Well, Zansin has to get into the middle now. Like, I mean, I guess he has Cherie.
This tile's immovable, right? He can't move there.
He can't move there yet. We're talking about this. It's a pillar.
Yeah, I don't think he can... well, he can move his sissy up, I guess.
Sissy's clearly being invited up.
Yeah.
That's out of guard range, too, right?
Yeah. Click on Rosa for a sec. Okay, she still... ooh, she has a miracle up.
She has a miracle available.
That's a nice skill to be able to use.
This was good positioning because the only way that Cherie can be
oh, yeah, here we go. I think this is going to be the end of Rosen, actually. This may not... Zansin may still win this.
Well, Rosen's going to have to miracle up here. That heals her back up. She does have the Empress Guard. She does have miracle buff.
Aura.
She has faction buff.
Faction buff, aura. Alright, aura.
Does she have the aura? It doesn't look like it.
Is it down?
It must be down.
Look on his Hilda, see if she's got a... yeah, it is down.
So, I mean, that's kind of the only redeeming feature
now,
here.
he can act again, at least by moving over.
Yeah.
Or does she have to be far away from someone?
No, she just has to not have 2 enemies close. So she could attack from here and act again, but then she wouldn't be able to hit her again because she only has the 1 range skill.
Right. Yeah, I think Zansin, that might have been a very big mistake. It certainly made his life more difficult.
It made his life more difficult, yeah.
But I don't know if he can win now. I mean, his Hilda can keep smashing away at, like, that sissy. That's going to be a lot of damage. Like, I would expect...
the Lancer's going to take the damage for her.
Right, but that should kill him, though, shouldn't it? I mean, they're pretty weak.
They're pretty weak. Alright, that actually opens up...
Surprised he would move there.
Remember, Cherie can only guard ignore with the 1 attack.
Wow, that's a... I guess he's... You know, I think that's a damage player.
Yeah, he's going for the damage. So he gets the act again. Any attack he makes here is going to be eaten by Hilda, so he's just going to run back.
He does have a big damage lead.
So they're both going to have a Hilda and a healer in the middle.
Oh, annoying. Oh, that's annoying. Block went off.
Man, if Zansin has to win this game by...
What turn is it? Okay, I mean, I think YiQiao might be able to pull ahead. Yeah, I think that he's gonna be able to pull ahead here. The Cherie's dead now.
Cherie will be dead.
Yeah, this is gonna do... Oh,
wow, that's pretty even. Yeah, that's pretty even.
Yeah, that's surprising.
So it'll be... How much damage can the Hilda do to the other Hilda? I don't think
he's gonna even attack.
Well, I don't know if he can afford to wait. He's still got 3 turns.
I mean, he's not gonna attack with Hilda if it's a net loss for him.
Right.
Yeah, Zansin made this very uncomfortable for
This
himself.
is gonna just be whether...
Hilda's gotta be able to try to pound that sissy. Yeah, that's a good plan.
So he needs to make up, like, 120,000 damage?
Yeah.
Over 3 turns.
I don't know if he can do that. Ooh, that's annoying, too.
Well, the Cherie was going to be dead in the fog anyway, Optimum, so that... Just letting her die there was a way of not giving YiQiao free damage by attacking.
Jeez, I don't know. He might be able to catch him.
Yeah, it's close, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's gonna catch him. Or I think YiQiao's gonna catch him. Oh, that's a good plan to boost. So I think...
Let's see what she does.
What's Rosen got for skills here? Okay. I would expect you're gonna see a Hilda attack.
Yeah, you're right. 12,000. Thank you for that correction.
I guess he probably doesn't want to attack with Rosen. He probably feels that that's a net loss.
Attacking either of these characters with Rosen would probably be a net loss.
Yeah.
The Fighting Monk's ignoring melee disadvantage is helping the Sissy White here.
Right.
Slightly.
That's very interesting.
That's another big damage boost, and it takes
That
away...
might be a
it takes away a
very
victim.
big brain play by Zansin there.
YiQiao's only option here is to attack into Hilda.
Yeah, that was a pretty good play. I think that might have actually saved the game for him. Yeah, I think that might have saved the game for him.
Wow. 5-head move, yeah. Taking away the big
Is this turn
bullseye.
12 or turn 11?
We were on turn 11. So this would be turn 12 here. That's it.
Yeah, Zansin's gonna win.
Unless the Hilda can seriously outdamage the other Hilda.
No, it'll be some...
YiQiao has to try. Oh, we got thorns, we got...
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a great match, but I mean, it was really... It was really from a huge error that Zansin made that caused that. I'm sure he's happy it didn't cost him the game.
Yeah. That was a closer match. I mean, it started out a real close match.
Yeah.
We're going to see probably some Illustrials subbed in here. And then the match kind of split up a little bit, tilting more in Zansin's favor, and then like he evened it up on himself by throwing away his Werner.
Now I'm gonna think that YiQiao might go after those assassins a little bit more aggressively in the pick ban now.
Okay, so Toki at the very end of that game, the only way YiQiao had to come back in the damage scales was to keep hitting Sissy White, because Sissy White was Zansin's weakest target. So every time like Hilda attacked Sissy White, she was getting a little bit of a damage, like she was doing a little bit more damage than she was taking. So Zansin getting rid of the Sissy White as a target for the Hilda to attack meant that YiQiao couldn't attack anyone else to come back on damage.
Well, let's hope for an YiQiao win here so we get a third match.
You want a third match,
Yeah.
or do you want
No, I
some
want
gold sent to your mailbox?
No, I want a third match.
Alright, so we are waiting for the two players to pick from their backup boxes.
Yeah, I'd suspect we're going to see some changes here, especially from YiQiao's side.
I remember the last season's finals ended up being kind of quick and slightly disappointing, so it'll be good for us to have some real slugfests.
I think we're going to see Lewin taken out, to be honest. I think YiQiao's upset about that death. I wouldn't be surprised to see him taken out.
I mean, there's going to have to be some changes regardless. But you're right. I think the big adjustment we might see, if anything, is less in what players or characters they put in the box, and more in the characters they focus on for pick and ban.
Yeah, Lewin's out. Lewin's out and Werner's in. And you were right, Illustrial's in too. Wow, Zansin actually made quite a lot of changes. Wow,
he got rid of that Kurt.
Kyra. Florentia, I'm not surprised to see taken out.
So he brings up Leonhardt. He brings up Christian for another. Looks like he's going to go a little bit more tank. A little bit more tank push, possible AoE focus from Zansin's side here.
It's funny that Zansin went heavier to AoE
And
right
YiQiao
as
brought up
YiQiao
two
removed
assassins.
Jugler. That was probably... I don't think YiQiao's probably happy to have removed Jugler seeing those changes now. Leonhard is not a character I expected to see in the finals.
YiQiao is actually YiQiao. She might be playing on SCL's account. I know there was talk that the names of the accounts switched.
Okay, so we got a first ban Rosen off both sides.
They wouldn't have switched their account names if it was actually going to be SCL playing this account.
So, as is standard this season, Rosen was the first ban target. Kind of forcing players to pick healers as their first character. Ooh, Epsilon.
Yeah,
comes out.
that's more YiQiao-ish. Bringing out Epsilon.
So YiQiao now has 3 healers sitting there, so doesn't have
Fine.
to worry about losing the ability to deploy a healer. I suspect with Zansin we're going to start to see some AoE characters come out. Might see Himiko maybe, that might be a good pick. Might see Wedham come out. Those would be my guesses for who he's going to go for. Yeah, Himiko's a great pick there. She can rain down the AoE on Epsilon.
Pop his barriers.
Yeah, that's a good
Also,
pick.
not too worried about getting instantly assassinated by him because she drops her log.
Now I would think that he's going to probably ban Wedham. Possibly Lana. That might be who I'd go after. Don't want too much AoE coming at you. That would be my guesses for who's getting banned. Might also ban the 2 assassins just to not have to worry about assassins.
Yeah.
That would be a good play too. So I'm thinking it's either going to be AoE getting banned or assassins getting banned. Might also decide to get rid of the Hilda and Christiane.
One of each.
Wedham and assassin, yeah.
So YiQiao does take this opportunity to get her healer/tank into play.
I think if you're YiQiao, you'd really like to get, yeah, another, someone else that can be buffed by that Epsilon. I think Cherry'd be a good pick here. I'm surprised with the Lewin pick. I don't like that pick, really. I think it's kind of off-kilter with what he's going for here. I would have liked maybe a Lana. Yeah, Cherry's a good pick for YiQiao there. I think we're probably going to see a tank now. No, he's not going to do it. He's just going to tank with Sissy. I think we might not be seeing any tanks in this match then.
Yeah, I mean, Zansin's not going to bring the tanking skill on Lewin, that's for sure.
No. I think we're probably going to see Illustrial here.
It's another Meteor Assassin.
Oh, yeah, that's a good pick
I actually
too.
think that's a great pick for YiQiao.
Well, those 2 tanks that are left for Zansin aren't going to really serve much of a purpose. They don't have any buffs. And he doesn't really have any plans to attack a tank, so there's not going to be much point in either of those characters. I would suspect that YiQiao's going to get...
Really, what those tanks are there for now is auras.
Yeah, I would suspect YiQiao's going to get Helena and Illustrial banned here. I'd be surprised if Zansin didn't just leave him with his tanks as well. I feel like the tanks are pretty useless at this point.
Yeah. Helena's still dangerous on YiQiao's side.
I would definitely ban the 2 DPS characters here. He's thinking about it, though. I think he might be thinking about taking the tanks out, leaving him with only a Sissy White to tank. That's a very interesting... that's not what I would do. That gives your opponent kind of the decision as to what they want to do. I would have forced that decision.
Well, YiQiao has to decide in the next 5 seconds.
Yeah, I
going
mean
with
that's
that.
I think that's a more powerful character than just getting a tank.
Yeah, it's a threatening option.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I would have not allowed that option.
Well, you're going to get your wish. You're going to see Helena.
Well, I really like YiQiao's position here. I'd be very surprised to see Zansin win this, to be honest with you. I don't quite see it. Yeah, hopefully we get a game 3.
Okay, so what's going to be Zansin's game plan here?
Well,
he does have a few AoEs.
if he's
it's
got
really hard to overwhelm Helena and Otto with AoEs, though. They're just so bulky.
Yeah, but if he can get a couple AoEs that kill Epsilon and Jerry, or if he gets some really nasty debuffs off, like heal blocks with that Himiko, and follows it up with, you know, if he can get a heal block on a couple characters and then follow it up with a Leonhard AoE, I mean, that could potentially kill his whole team.
Yeah, Himiko can mess with their movement. YiQiao opted not to bring the Hilda at the end to block that. So Himiko can push.
Now, I do think that, again, it's going to be hard for Leonhard to get in because Cherry can kill him. Epsilon can
I don't know
kill...
if Cherry can kill him.
Well, if she gets to attack him twice because he's
That's
moved
true,
away,
yeah.
right? You know, Epsilon can kill Lewin and Leonhard, probably.
The tile game's also kind of awkward because Helena pumps out crystal tiles so quickly she can clear Lewin's tiles.
Now, does he get sword stacks if any character dies?
Yeah.
So I think you might see YiQiao throw some summons into the fire in order to buff him.
Yep.
I would expect that's actually going to happen.
Yep, that's not an uncommon strategy. Alright, let's take a look at what we've got. I hear coins.
So standard stuff. Oh wow, take a look at that Lewin again. Yeah, that's
He has way more hit
a
points.
little bulkier. He's got the bracer on. At least I think he's got a bracer on.
Did he have Bracer? Might be Overlord badge too.
Really?
We've got Sealing Technique on the Himiko, so she's not going to be pushing. We've got Mass Attack on the Sissy.
Oh, he gets those guys too.
Yeah, he's got... They're called giant zombies now, too, in the game. They changed it. They were giant spirit figurines before, when the intern translated their name. So we do have the 2 attack skills on Cherie with Angels.
Yeah, that's smart.
Other than that, everything looks pretty normal.
I'm going to give the advantage to YiQiao here, but that Himiko is going to be the X factor. Those debuffs could really change the dynamic.
Yeah, Himiko's the X factor. I also really want to see
Look,
what
he's
Leonhardt's
got,
going to do.
He's got the Guardian Infantry. He's expecting to have to survive a hit.
I didn't look and see if they changed the name of the fairies, because they were initially in the game as Fairy Spirit Prophets, but they probably should have just been Fairy Prophets.
I think that's been changed.
They threw Spirit on like every troop name in this latest update. We're getting a lot of giant Spirit figurines in this match.
Interesting. He doesn't even have over 1,000 attack. I guess his AoE is all he's for. Now, would he have a balance blade on?
Otto?
Yeah.
He should.
Yeah, I suspect that's what he's got.
Yeah, it would also partially explain the low attack. He doesn't have Apex boots, so it could be Spirit boots.
Really?
Pretty common option on him to let him do his big moves and then either
Run.
advance further in or move back to his team.
Right.
Yeah, Death Queen, lots of people always forget about Leonhardt's anti-act again. That's how he catches people. So game 2 now underway, both players just setting up in their zone.
I mean, I would say that Zansin is looking to get a nice big Himiko blast off. I think you're going to see YiQiao probably spread out some characters.
He has to be careful that Himiko doesn't get
AoE to death.
blasted by that auto.
Yeah.
Okay, Otto.
I suspect that Otto might be looking to unleash here very shortly.
Yeah, he's staking a claim. already
Yeah,
to...
I think he's gonna go on that tower and try to 3C.
This
Oh,
one
here we
here.
go.
Okay, Leonhardt
Can he reach Leonhardt now?
with this?
Yeah. Probably not.
No,
Yeah.
just no.
So Leonhardt is very likely coming next round then. Or is it going to be a Himiko first, Leonhardt second type move? Might be.
Depends
Might
who
be
Himiko's
going-
prime targets are.
Yeah, he might be going for that Epsilon. It's hard to say. It's hard to say what he's up to. I mean, he definitely is looking to do something with him next turn. The question will be, is Himiko going to go in first to try to heal block? I would suspect we're going to see Himiko go forward and 3C. I think he's going to try to take that Epsilon out. Yeah, I'd definitely get Cherry out of dodge.
Well,
I think we're going to see Himiko here.
YiQiao has her own little combo set up, so
Yeah, once you're the first one to take damage, though.
yeah. Well, these guys probably won't take damage unless Zansin wants to redirect his energies up
Okay,
there. It looks
interesting.
like he is going to do that.
I'm surprised by this.
Well, I think you're right that Epsilon is
he didn't hit
an
anybody.
important target.
He didn't hit anybody with that, you know, with the extra sword AoE.
But I think the point of this is to neuter the incoming attack, the incoming combo.
Yeah, he's moved them very far away from healing too. Probably put him on the tower in AoE. I would
So
think.
she can't act again now, so she can't
Right.
get her double attack.
Now, can't she just do a normal attack and get her hit points back? Wouldn't that be the right play to stun the Leonhardt and get your hit points back, and then fight another day? I mean, the clone will guard, right? Does he have a 2-range guard?
I didn't even realize he guarded.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know.
Oh, maybe he doesn't. I
No,
thought
he's
he
not
did.
guarding. This guy guards.
Well, yeah. Yeah, see, look, he guarded.
Oh, okay. I guess you're right. I don't even have a Leonhardt built, so...
Yeah, I knew he guarded.
So yeah, that's her play. She's gonna get the healing
Yeah, I
from her
don't.
3C.
I don't like that play at all. I don't understand what the point of that was. Unless
she does
there's
get
something,
a breeze.
something I'm missing here, but I don't really see what that accomplished. I mean, Leonhardt's now lost all his skills.
What it accomplished from Zansin's side, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, he's lost all his skills now. His
Just
avatar's
that this
dead.
is hurt, really.
Yeah, Autocrator's hurt. I mean, Cherry used
And
her
she can't
3C.
act again for the next couple turns.
Yeah,
So she can't combo until Zansin's a little bit more set up, I guess?
yeah, I don't get it.
We do have a stack on Epsilon now that the Leonhardt clone died.
I mean, he can just back Autocrator up you know, a square and heal with Sissy.
Yeah.
You know, if I was YiQiao, I'd probably start kind of shifting my forces up there and just kind of heal off that Leonhardt attack.
Damage dealt and attack both down.
Yeah, but he doesn't do damage. He's just
Yeah, I
there
mean, you're right. Like, this follow-up is all far enough away that if you kind of fall back a little bit, it takes the wind out of Zansin's sails.
well, if Zansin starts moving up, he's going to expose himself to a big Autocrator hit too, right? Now, that's a good play. I like that.
Okay.
Ooh, a clock on it too. Now, Sissy can 5 cost him and fill him, right? Will that does that remove debuffs? When you 5 cost someone, does it remove debuffs?
I think so.
Yeah, he's just gonna try to heal him.
I mean, he's burning debuffs off by moving
Yeah.
anyway.
I suspect he's just gonna either 5 cost or just heal. I mean, 5 cost would be alright the way she gets coins so quickly. I think he wants to get a summon out there too.
Yeah, Kampa clocking that sealing technique is very handy.
Now, he might move Helena in and just attack her to make her move. I would suspect he's going to attack Himiko with Helena here to get her to get out of there.
To just pop the talent.
And to pop the talent, yeah. That's what I think. Now, he could also... Well, yeah, I think he's going to probably heal Autocrater and bring a summon out. Well, Helena can attack Himiko, but Himiko will teleport away. He could run up and Chivalry and do the AoE, but it's not going to kill her.
Unless he had another nearby target to 3C and hopefully splash her to death, but that's not in the cards right now.
Yeah, he's just... Oh, that's interesting. He's just going to hit her. Interesting.
So she keeps the talent.
I'm surprised he wouldn't have just done a normal attack to get her to move. I guess maybe he likes her down there. I wouldn't. I would suspect Himiko's going to go up in 3C, you know, move up in 3C the...
Her armor nullified is interesting because assuming she has the anti-AoE armor on, it means she's taking full damage from AoEs now.
Yeah. I mean, I still really
It's not a big thing, but...
I really like YiQiao's position here still. Oh, this is interesting. That might do some damage. That's, I think, going on Autocrater.
Yeah.
That's going to do a lot of damage, actually.
The next turn, the opening of the next turn is going to be what's very interesting.
I think he's probably going to have to 5-cost coin Autocrater here. He could also do it on Epsilon and try to kill Lewin, because Lewin's clearly going to move in. I suspect Lewin's going to move to the tower and 3-cost Autocrater. That's what I'm expecting. Because I think the tower he's going to have a lot of faith that Lewin can survive a hit. Now, he might not survive a hit from Helena. Interesting. Are we going to see... Oh, he doesn't have it now. Yeah, he wants a summon out. It's interesting. I don't know if I like that a whole lot.
Well, that's your tank there now.
Yeah, but he doesn't need a tank. It's the AoE that's going to kill him.
Well, if the AoE kills that Lancer, that's just more stacks for Epsilon.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
This keeps him in guard range.
I'm very surprised by that play. I mean, Cherry's going to have to run away now or get killed. Cherry doesn't move. Any of those characters can probably kill her. So he's got to run. Or give her up if YiQiao calculates that he can do something more effective here. I mean, he could probably kill that Lewin.
Yeah, this Epsilon, what does he have, 1 stack?
Yeah.
It's still threatening. He's got his damage reduction up.
He's got a faction buff, and Lewin has nothing. I would think he could kill Lewin if he wanted to. Yeah, that's a good play. But now Lewin can kill her.
Himiko's out of guard.
Yeah, that's true too.
The original point of this Lancer down here...
I think it's worth a sack there if he does take that Cherry. Because YiQiao's got a lot of weapons that can then deploy. You know, he could move Helena in and probably kill potentially even Lewin and Himiko.
I don't think Zansin wants to lose with Himiko, though.
No.
She has Sealing Technique and her 3C both still up. So he needs to get her under guard.
Yeah.
Either by going with her, or by bringing this up, or by bringing this up.
I think he could move up 1 square and 3C.
Well, then again, this can ignore guard on the Himiko, too. Unless he uses Sealing Technique on it. Yeah, there it goes.
I thought he couldn't even be targeted.
Oh, he can be targeted because he's near his team.
Gotcha. That was a pretty good play. I would probably go after the Lewin here with Helena. Oh, he's gonna do that. Interesting. Wow.
But sent the Lewin back.
Is very far away now. Wow.
And he can only move in straight lines, and he's
Wow.
forced onto all these water tiles if he wants to move up.
Can't Helena just go kill Himiko?
Yeah, Himiko's in danger.
Why wouldn't he just go normal attack kill her? Why wouldn't he just kill her with Epsilon too? Epsilon can just normal attack kill her, right?
Should be able to.
Yeah.
I think the Himiko is pretty toast.
Yeah. I mean, I think YiQiao's
And Zansin's follow-up is way back
YiQiao's
here.
in a great position here. That was a very lucky fact that Lewin got pushed back so far. I would have just killed him. I think Helena could have just killed him. It's too bad that neither of them have 5 coins on their sissy.
Alright, Lewin's slowly trying to make his way back to the battlefield.
I expect we see Himiko killed here. Either by Epsilon or Helena. I would kill with Epsilon, probably. And then Sissy can just heal him. He needs to get that summon over there to guard Cherry as well, if he can. I think he can. See what? That? I don't get that. I don't get why we didn't just kill it.
Unless she was concerned about taking too much counter damage, which I don't really see because giant zombies are super bulky.
How he would have done any counter damage.
Oh, did Epsilon have 0 range? Yeah, that...
Why would he have 0 range?
From...
He doesn't give you 0 range. Just blocks your active skills.
Well, he clearly couldn't attack with Epsilon.
Weird.
Because, like you said, she would have.
Yeah.
So that was a way to burn off a useless move.
Interesting. I think he's trying to get rid of tiles. Now, I suspect he's going to go kill Himiko here, yeah. And all those nasty tiles will be turned into friendly Helena tiles.
Yeah, so that trade was essentially just Zansin lost Himiko in exchange for saving one of his units from Epsilon for 1 turn.
Yeah, I don't like that play. I'm not sure what the idea was there.
Because Epsilon could have taken out the Lewin probably, but Otto got Lewin out of play for a while.
I do suspect Zansin wasn't expecting his Lewin to be thrown at the beginning of the map.
No.
But I still think YiQiao has been in a great position the whole match.
Yeah, Zansin's fighting uphill.
Yeah, I think the pick ban really went in YiQiao's favor here. That really doesn't do very much healing.
Inspire?
Yeah.
That gives you movement.
Well, I suspect we see potentially a sword dance here from Autocrator? Or are we going to see Epsilon attack?
Epsilon's back in action.
Isn't his faction buff gone? Is he really in action, or is he...
Well, I guess he's not in action.
And his faction buff is down.
Well, he needs that.
Leonhard looks like he's getting ready to come in. What's he block there? Oh no, he doesn't have any of his skills. I thought he did. Wow, his skills are a very long cooldown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to do much. Yeah, that's
Here's
kinda,
that sword dance.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting. Oh, he stole Leonhardt's AoE there. That's hilarious. He stole the sword breath and then used it. That's very interesting. You don't see that every day. Wow. Now he can't even do that.
At least he didn't steal that.
But now Leonhard can't even act again because he has no area. You know, he was going to attack area and then attack again. Now
Right.
he can't. He's lost that. That's what he was going for. So that actually was very significant. Now Leonhardt can't act again. So it's going to be tricky here.
And at the start of this match, Tristan was skeptical of old Autocrato.
Well, I still don't think he's...
This is what he's doing in the box.
You know, I think... I can think of other characters that would have played a significant role. Those zombies make him much better, though.
Big, thick zombies.
Yeah, the zombies.
Sending
nice.
Lewin back to the start. Do not collect $200.
Yeah, Takrato did some lifting in this game. It's hard to see YiQiao lose this one now. I think the pick ban really went in YiQiao's favor. I think Leonhardt's time has passed. I don't think he belongs in a Season 9 finals. He just doesn't do the damage.
Yeah, he had a little resurgence after his 3C came out when Bernhardt was still in everyone's box and he could reliably get like Empire faction buffs.
Yeah.
And there was more AoE.
YiQiao's gonna have his cherry act again here. Oh, he's gonna stun her. Oh yeah, that's very strong. I suspect he'll kill Leonhardt now with... I guess Leonhardt... Can he even attack him?
No,
He's on the top of the map. Right?
Leonhardt is fully protected by other
Yeah.
units.
That's funny. Oh no, Epsilon can hit him.
Yeah, he doesn't have his faction buff up, though.
Yeah, he can still hit him.
His 3C's just 1 block range, unless he has his faction buff up.
What about on? Oh, same thing. Oh, so Epsilon can't hit him. Wow. He can desperate measure someone though. Is that a... Oh, yeah. Yeah, that wasn't very productive.
Well, how productive does YiQiao need to be right now? I mean, Lewin's been out of action for 2 turns now.
Christiane doesn't do that much damage. I wouldn't think she would kill a Jerry. Yeah, he's gonna try to finish him off. I think a regular attack will probably kill him. You think? Think a regular attack finishes off that Leonhardt?
These guys still have 9,000 hit points.
His defense
I
is
guess
pretty low. What's her buffs? Oh yeah, I think she kills him. I think Cherry
Poor
kills
Lewin.
him here. You know what he could do? He can move Cherry out and move Helena and then definitely kill him. Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. Is she gonna get an act again here? Oh. He's gonna hit Lewin. Or he might take the tower and go after Sissy. Either way, YiQiao's got this game. It's definitely over. Zansin's got no chance here. Leonhardt's gonna be killed here.
And the Epsilon is still waiting.
Yeah, Epsilon's waiting. He needs to refaction buff next turn, but he's got a Sissy. He's got lots of weapons. Oh, that's actually a pretty good play. That'll keep his Leonhardt alive. Unless Epsilon moves in. Oh yeah, Epsilon can guard ignore.
Yep.
Now he's got a Helena to just go wherever he wants. I suspect he's gonna just charge Helena in. Oh, run away. Okay. I guess he's gonna
Gets
go
the breeze, has full map coverage
yeah,
now.
gonna go for that Lewin. It's over for Zansin. So that's great. We're gonna get a third match here. That's not gonna do anything. I think that's gonna be the end. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a resignation here. Unless, like you said, he's going to use this time to have a think about the next match.
What was interesting for
he
me
did concede.
is that Zansin changed his whole box.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he would do that. It didn't feel like he needed to necessarily change his whole dynamic when he won the first game.
Yeah, he tried a different strategy, and it kind of didn't work out for him there.
Let's see if he goes back to that strategy. See if all those characters come right back out.
So we are 1-1.
I can make a guarantee. I'm going to make a bold prediction. You ready? Leonhard's coming out.
Okay.
I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make that prediction right now.
Do you think YiQiao is gonna bring Jugler back up?
I don't know. I mean, I would. I think Jugler would have done a lot of value in a lot of those games.
And now this is another good Illustrial map.
I mean, I like YiQiao's box as it is right now. I mean, it's very aggressive. A lot of assassins, very dangerous. I mean, it's a good box the way it is. I think you're going to see the Illustrials stay with this type of map. This is a good map for Illustrial.
Yeah.
You're definitely going to see that Leonhard come out. I suspect you might see that Lana come out too.
Well, YiQiao made the no tank composition work for her there.
I have bet on one of these players. I will reveal who I bet on at the end.
Careful listeners already know from one piece of gentle ribbing.
I did make a bet. I think I bet 4 tickets.
Oh, wow.
So there's a...
I didn't have any tickets left
Leonhard,
after yesterday.
Lana comes out. Lewin comes out as well. That's no surprise. I think
so. Zansin just bolsters the healers and tanks.
I think Zansin will agree that those were not great subs last match. Those characters didn't really add anything. Mew is in. That's interesting.
It's a good Mew map.
Yeah. Are we going to see the Rosens banned again? I think so.
Are we going to see Mew at all? That's the question. Somebody go ahead and tag Mew Nietzsche. There you are. I knew you would show up.
I think we're going to see Mew, to be honest with you. YiQiao's having a good think about this first ban.
It's on brand.
I mean, I would think it's Rosen automatically with the characters that are out. I mean, Himiko and Wedum and, you know, a lot of those characters. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. That is a very interesting first pick.
First picking Liana. I mean,
Wow.
your Rosen's already gone, and you want
Yeah.
to secure a healer.
I mean, that's what I have to do when I play most of all my matches.
Yeah,
It's
but you don't
always
have a
Liana.
top-tier Sissy White either.
Well, actually, I do now. I do,
You
in fact.
have a Sissy White.
I don't know if she's top tier.
I was going to say, maybe the
I mean, I don't know.
adjective of choice.
Well, she doesn't have, like, those whale enchants. She's pretty good, though.
Yeah, Vermilion, there's nothing really new or different about YiQiao using lots of backup time on the first pick or first turn. Zansin
I'll tell you, they don't
changing
like
things up even more, going with that Hilda first pick.
they don't like dealing with Lucretia. That's
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
all Sissy Whites are top tier. That's fair. That's fair, actually.
It's amazing how far she jumped up just from that extra hat that gives
Well,
you
we
an
knew.
extra coin.
Yeah, we
It's
knew right
amazing.
when she came out. Like, I think I said it in my first episode about her. Is if she's
Until-
going to get a piece of equipment, and
Yeah.
it's definitely going to do something for her coin economy,
Yeah,
and that was what she needed.
yeah. If Mew not picked Riot, yeah. I think you might see a Mew. I think it might be the last pick, though. Oh, that Epsilon. Epsilon with Hilda out, though, is not quite as great. I think we're going to see some Assassins banned here. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of thought Himiko was going to come out again. Really good pick against Epsilon.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see the potentially the Rosen band here. Yeah.
Otto's back. Yeah, Najin, the prognosticating kind of did itself. Anytime you see a unit like that.
Now this is interesting because Zansin is in a good position to put out Florentia if he wants to.
Zansin 1? Well,
he needs a healer, and he has a faction buff with her if he wants it. So I suspect we might see Florentia here. But that would mean that he's not going to have Sissy, and I know that everybody just loves Sissy, so... But this would be the time for that Florentia pick. Yeah.
Man, Tristan's like a little clone of Zansin's brain.
This is why you have top-tier commentators here.
Yeah, I have to bring in the real...
People get top-tier commentating when they watch this stream.
Well, we still have,
Mew's
let's
on the
see,
board.
Mew
I think,
and Illustrial are both on the board.
I think we're going to see potentially Mew and Illustrial banned here. I'm sorry to say. I think he's not going to be scared of Helena with Hilda in the mix-up. And I can't see that he's scared of Christiane. I think it's going to be Mew and Illustrial. Sorry. I'd be shocked if that's not who it is.
Helena's a good ban. Yeah, because what's Illustrial doing against this team right now?
Killing Wedham.
If anything,
Florentia.
Illustrial's very baitable by this team.
Well, that's definitely who's being deployed for YiQiao. I suspect we're going to see... Yeah. Sissy I'm surprised by. I would have probably taken out that Cherry. I think we're definitely going to see... We're obviously going to see Cherry here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about... I don't know. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
I think I give the advantage here to Zansin.
Really?
Yeah, I think that Wedham is a dangerous character. I think Himiko is going to cause a lot of problems. He's got an act again that, he's got a faction buff act again, so Florentia's going to be getting multiple act agains built up. I give the advantage to Zansin here.
Yeah, he has the crit block. But he does need to be able to kill Epsilon.
Now, the one thing about YiQiao is YiQiao has a real tank and a real healer.
Yeah.
So, Liana can get rid of a lot of damage. And Liana can also make Hilda immune to Wedham's nonsense. So I suspect we're going to see the 3C from Liana put on Hilda and maintained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, that would be the tricky thing for YiQiao is managing the timing of heals with only the Liana.
Now, what do you think Liana's accessory is? Do you think it's a swordsmith or do you think it's a plushie?
We'll find out, won't we?
I think a plushie would be better here.
I think plushie's her more common pick, but we'll be able to see from her skill at the start of the match if she has a bracer.
I think plushie would be good here. Yeah, I have a teddy bear. I have a lot of that original gear. I have a Demon Slayer blade too, or what's the original one?
The Aquiline Ghost
Yes,
blade.
I have that. Yeah, I have that.
That's your little whale flag summoning for equipment.
I also have a rune staff. I think the key here is making sure Hilda doesn't either get heal blocked or lose her guard from Wedham.
Alright, let's take a peek. Let's take a quick peek. Yeah, this is probably
Plushie.
Probably a plush.
Yeah. Pretty standard stuff.
Everything else very standard. Got Angels with double attack.
There. What did Florentia bring? Okay, so
he brings his AoE.
So he's going for the AoE.
Still sealing technique.
That's standard.
Normal.
Cherry did not bring goblins.
No, he'll be going for
he'll be going to stun.
Angel sniping. That Illustrial is Stinger, no boots.
Interesting.
Campa knows his assassin loadouts. Yeah, no boots.
So what would be the accessory there? Just a holy emblem or something?
An attack accessory, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, or like a Twilight Star.
Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, we're going to run. Interesting. Not sure why he went all the way back there.
So he does have his, or YiQiao does have the hide on him in this game. Which makes sense. Although Zansin does have several AoEs. No AoE on her this game, though. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Celestial. I like Epsilon, the style of keeping Epsilon kind of in your back pocket until you're ready to use him.
You know what I
Just
think
have
he's...
him hide back here, slowly gathering stacks.
You know what would be a nice... you know what I think he might go for is a ceiling technique on that Liana. That would be a nasty one.
She'll be immune, won't she?
Why would she be immune?
From this?
If she casts on herself.
Well, you get the gospel on yourself, regardless
Oh,
of who
wow.
you cast it on.
She cast it on. Oh,
See?
oh yeah. Wow, I'm surprised. He's obviously gonna try to threaten with Illustrial.
Yeah, that's loading her up.
So who's his target for Illustrial? Probably Cherry? I mean, can she kill Wedham? Maybe.
Yeah,
I guess he's a flyer. Probably
he's
can.
flying. The werewolves are bulky, but depending on the animations, Illustrial's probably attacking into Witham himself.
Yeah, so I think that's probably the target.
Witham's a good target, though, because he's a threat.
I'd rather see the Cherry killed if I was YiQiao. Having my tank stunned is probably not a great... something I would want.
That's true.
With Wedham out there, you don't want your tank stunned.
That's a thought for later, though, when Ode is probably back.
Yeah. I think I might be slightly swaying more towards YiQiao's loadout now.
What makes you feel that way? Just that the Illustrial is threatening?
Well, I like the Illustrial threatening. I like that he's got Liana, because I'm a big Liana fan, because, you know, she can just really get some real healing out. I like that he can make someone immune. And when I look at the damage that Zansin has, I mean, he's got some AoE from Himiko. You know, he's got a Cherry who doesn't really have any buffs. You know, he's got the Wedham, but Wedham's got AoE, so, you know, there just doesn't feel like there's a lot of DPS from Zansin.
He has, in fact, only AoE. He brought his AoE skill. And
Yeah,
Al
I mean, he
Hazard.
can normal attack and do pretty well, but... No.
He also has to deal with a couple of auras on YiQiao's side, because you're dealing with Autocrato's incoming attacks aura, and also Hilda's anti-crit aura.
What's his aura?
It's like his talent is a reversed version of Bernhardt's. So, like, his stats go up.
That's not an aura, though, is it? It's just for him.
What's his aura?
I don't think he has an aura.
It affects enemies, though. So, any enemy who comes in within 3 blocks of him deals less damage.
Oh, really?
So, if someone comes in, if Witham comes in to attack this, he's going to be taking less damage if he's close enough to auto.
Interesting. I thought that was only him.
The boosted stats part is only him.
But no one shows having an aura. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Well, I guess it's a true aura. Remember before they added the little, like, debuff symbol for enemies who are near Bernhardt? It's just whoever's around him.
I always thought that symbol was there. No?
No, they added it later. That's when, because in Ancient Beckoning, it started counting as a debuff on Fenrir. It never
Right.
counted before because it was just an aura.
Right. YiQiao's having to think about what to do with this Illustrial. Can she target anyone right now?
I don't know how Illustrial's movement works.
Yeah.
It's too difficult to tell on this spectate mode when you
Yeah.
don't get to see, because she can move through the terrain.
I wish
and
they
all
would
that stuff.
add that. I wish they would add that to spectate mode, being able to see where
Yeah, just
characters
like
can move.
click on someone and then show their movement.
Wow.
How hard is that? Come on, Zilong. We know how eager they are to
Yeah.
add features based on global audience demands. Alright, so YiQiao has chess mastered
I didn't even know
enough of the rest of the match.
I didn't even know Akrader was buffed by Tensei.
Yep.
What are his factions? Tensei and Empire? Does he have any more?
That must be it. But yeah, he's from that game. Like, he's literally from Tensei, so you'd hope that he'd be in that faction. Then again, Emperor Lavina has Emperor in his name, and he's not in Empire's Honor, so...
I don't think Zilong's too worried about people not coaching other people. This game is like,
90% pilots?
yeah, pilots and multiple people playing accounts.
Well, the Firewalk does a little bit of damage, but it's mostly used to give her mobility. When you use it, you get increased mobility, which for Himiko is good because it lets you line up more targets for your big AoEs.
I think we're going to see a much more drawn-out match here. I think we're going to see a lot of moving.
Yeah, it's fairly interesting.
I think you're going to see a lot of moving and positioning for the first few rounds here. I think Zansin is just fine building up those stacks too on Florentia, so he's got a couple active ends ready.
Yeah, I mean, what we're not seeing here with the movement and threat range is both of these players are really jockeying for that one initial opening. Like, who's going to make the one big initial trade jump first?
I think Illustrial one-shots Wedham.
She needs to be able to do that and
Can
then
she do
get
that
it.
right now? Surely she can reach all those forest tiles, mountain tiles. Now, I don't think she kills him if Hilda's got the aura up. I think she has to crit to kill him.
He's on forest.
What's that? Oh. Just fixed damage. Yeah, he's on forest with anti-crit. I don't think she could kill him right now.
And then YiQiao needs to be able to run her... I mean, I guess if you kill Witham, then if Cherie kills your Illustrial, that's an okay trade, because you still have Epsilon and Otto as weapons.
Now, he may try it if he thinks he can move her away.
I
Like
don't
if
think
Wedham acts, but if Wedham were to act here, he might run her in to try it, because Himiko can't kill Illustrial. I think he's very happy to trade that Illustrial for a target of his choice.
I wouldn't say
I don't
very
think he's-
happy.
Well, no one's very happy, but I think that he's not looking to save her if he can get the target that he wants. Or she wants, I mean.
Once this opening gambit plays out, though, I don't think the rest of the match will be kind of as long and slow-paced as this.
No.
Unless it's a clean trade, because then both sides will benefit from kind of setting back up again.
It's going to be a lot of moving around here, I think, to begin with. Unless someone makes an error and charges in with someone. I don't think that's going to happen.
I guess the big question is whether Illustrial can secure the kill, right?
Well, it's going to depend on whether or not that buff is up. You know, definitely needs that Liana buff.
How do you pop it, though, if you're YiQiao?
I just mean, like, wait for it to wear off. Try to, you know... Zansin will have an opening to maneuver around it when it's not active. But with the plushie, I mean, that makes it so I think she can just keep casting it every round, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think the nice thing Zansin has is he has the ability to just run in 3C with Himiko and just see what he gets, right? See if he gets a heal block or something that he can build on. And the fact that she can just, you know, teleport away and be safe. He can take some pot shots there. Yeah, I don't think Illustrial's very good at retreating. Only gets like a couple squares. Click on him or something? That must be a bracer, is it? Or what would that be?
Could be a bracer.
Oh. Even I don't have a bracer on my Wedem. I'm surprised.
A bracer last rights versus, yeah.
Really? Oh, look!
We're gonna try it.
Ooh, she gets him. Wow!
She gets him.
Wow, non-crit kill.
Now, does she live?
No, Cherry can kill her. Cherry's gonna go kill her. Well, I would not have expected that.
Okay, so that is the opening trade of the game.
That's a great trade for YiQiao.
It is a good trade for YiQiao because
Great
we've
trade.
got 2 stacks on Epsilon now. YiQiao
that's
still
a great
has
trade.
a real good comp. We have this annoying AoE unit, a full tank, a full healer, and a now stacked up assassin.
Yeah, I think that's GG. I mean, Zansin's smart, so you never count him out, but I think that's it. I don't think he's got the offense to tackle this team now. You know, Liana's just so good at being able to heal anything that Himiko can throw out.
Yeah.
His Cherry's not an assassin Cherry, so he's got to just deal with stunning tanks.
Well, I mean, she still does have Shadow Raid.
He can stun the tank, but the other thing is that Liana can just keep dropping the aura now on Hilda in perpetuity, and he can just run amok with Epsilon and Autocrator. So yeah, I don't see how YiQiao can lose now. But I will say, I'm very surprised at that kill. I would not have thought a non-crit would kill him.
Yeah.
Especially on force. Wait, was he was on a force tile, wasn't he? Or was
he was on this?
No, I think he was either there or
he was
where
he was
Hilda
on
is.
defensive regardless.
Yeah,
but
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
With last rights up.
Can someone answer my question? What is he asking?
How far back is your question?
Ask your question again, if you have a question.
How come no one goes Angelica with Clock and double push into fire? I think you mean Angelina? Oh, some people do go Angelina with Clock. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely seen some Angelinas out there pushing people around. One of the problems with that is you need to kind of devise your strategy around it.
Yeah,
and it's inconsistent.
Yeah, bear in mind, it's pretty hard to do that when you've got people who can just ban characters, right? You can only deploy one at a time. You know, so a lot of people like to use the Angelina and what's her name? The AoE girl.
Arian Rod?
Yes, Arian Rod. People like to use those two and then drop her troops so she can do a double AoE, but anyone who sees one picked would then ban the other.
Well, there's always something like that every season. Like, we saw some Varnas in play this season to set up Lana's.
Yeah. Oh, he just popped a breeze there. Yeah, I think YiQiao's gonna feel pretty empowered now to just kind of take the middle.
Yeah, it's rough.
I think he really needs to get the 3C off on Hilda so she can't be stunned. I think that would be an important play.
All right, here comes Himiko's opening.
Now, will it clock? Ooh, that didn't do very much.
It does clock.
Oh, so dirty. But it didn't really do a lot. I think we've only got a few minor debuffs here. Yeah, pretty minor.
Damage down, it pops his shield. But his shield being popped doesn't
you
matter
click his
tons
Liana for a
because
sec?
Sherry's way back here. Who do you want?
Click his Liana. Oh yeah, he's still got a turn to wait for the 3C.
Himiko can steal their buff with her goblins.
I think he probably just pops Autocratter's 3C here on Himiko just to mess with her.
Let's not count our chickens before they hatch here yet. We've still got a game ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's not over.
We have one opening trade, but
I mean, bear in mind that, you know, Zansin made a pretty critical error in the first match that almost cost him the game, so YiQiao could misposition something. And
don't forget YiQiao only has about 10 seconds of backup time left too, so the rest of the game is going to be flashing numbers in her face.
Yeah. That's a good play.
That'll send her back to Hilda.
Yeah. Take away that skill. I assume Cherry's too far away to get to him.
But yeah. There's no act again with
I
flow.
suspect he's going to move his Hilda all the way forward now. YiQiao will probably move her Hilda all the way in to cover. Yeah, I suspect that's where she's going to move all the way forward. I think Autocratter will probably drop his 3C. That's interesting. Well, Autocratter can move her. I think he's going to do that now. I think he's going to move Autocratter up in 3C.
Yeah.
Move that Hilda out of the way.
He'll splash her too.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do.
Possibly also rejig her into a position that she can be.
I'm surprised.
Friend.
See, Epsilon seems like he might be kind of in danger here.
From what?
Well, Cherry can start moving in, right? He's not guarded.
For now.
If he gets double tapped by Cherry, he's dead. Yeah, like why can't she go kill him next turn? Can she not do that? I think she can.
YiQiao has turn priority?
Oh, yes, that's right.
So there's the play.
I would have done that first.
Himiko can still move back.
Yeah. Himiko's got the 3C though, too, right? Himiko can move back in 3C again.
She has 3C and Sealing Technique still up. Oh, no. The clock only brings her back to 1. So she can Sealing Technique and then she'll have
I'd
that
Sealing
next turn.
Technique. I'd go probably think of Sealing Technique that Liana. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I think you want her not to
I
get
think
killed.
that was just meant to do damage.
Well, now she's under guard, and the guard ignoring character is not doing anything.
I think he's gonna have to run that Epsilon away next round.
He can't run.
Really?
Has 0 move.
Oh yeah. Well, then he's gonna have to guard.
Yeah.
Does she have a guard ignore at all?
Yep.
Oh
She can
yeah,
use
I
it.
think
She has
can
everything.
kill. Oh yeah, she can kill him. I think. He might be dead. Oh, another clock.
Yeah, even if
I think he's dead.
Even if Hilda moves up, that's only 40%.
Yeah, that's big trouble.
His
for
defense is
Jansen.
down.
That's big trouble. Yeah, that's big trouble. Now, can he be healed? She could just heal him.
Yeah, she could just heal him.
She's gonna go try to guard him. I don't know about that play. I think
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I don't like that play.
Cherie's got to shadow raid this.
Yeah, I would have healed him. Well, but then she could have just double tapped him. So yeah, I think he might have been screwed either way. Yeah, YiQiao's put herself in a bit of trouble here.
Did she put herself in that trouble, though, or did Himiko put YiQiao in trouble?
Well, I wouldn't have moved Epsilon out so much. I would have kept him back. Interesting.
Huh. Well, that's enough to do the trick and more.
Oh my goodness, another clock.
Another clock.
She's got to get that 3C off on Hilda now. Hilda's not debuffed, is she? Is she blocked from buffing? If that's the case, she's really in trouble. Oh yeah, no, this is alright. He's got to put the 3C on Hilda so she doesn't get stunned. Yeah.
Okay. She's not going to get stunned. She's going to guard Liana.
It's going to be, I don't know, I think it's kind of swung back to Zansin now. That giving up Epsilon, you know, I'm surprised.
Again, I'll say, I don't think YiQiao gave up Epsilon. I think Zansin took Epsilon.
Maybe, but...
I don't think it was a big misplay to have him up there. It was just Himiko's movement debuffs, Himiko's ceiling
I would have held
technique.
the whole team together. I wouldn't have moved them apart at all.
Yeah, that's your thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't have moved them apart. Now we're just gonna rain down the AoEs again.
Otakuto has to do a lot of heavy lifting here.
That's gonna be a nice little hit. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Does she have a 3C up?
Who?
She does, her.
Yeah, she does.
Oh man, that's gonna be so much damage.
Cherie has her
If he gets through
double
that,
actions.
If he gets through that Liana, it's over. I think he's gonna kill. I think he's gonna kill Liana this round, maybe. Yeah, I think YiQiao might be in big trouble. If that Liana dies, she's lost.
Let's see.
Cherry's gonna go for her. Oh my goodness! Yeah. Oh my god.
Clocks it again.
That is just
clocks
ridiculous.
it again.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Well, random Langrisser is champion once again for randomness. I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah, that was... We were waiting for Himiko to carry a match like that.
Well, those
because
clocks.
we saw Himiko in Game 1, we saw Himiko in Game 2, and then this was exactly the kind of game that you have nightmares about when you see Himiko in your opponent's box. Of course, whenever I play Himiko, she doesn't play like this.
No, we don't get clocks like that. Especially in matches like this that are important. Yep, Clock is the Apex winner, that's for sure. I do think that Epsilon should have been more protected, though.
I just want to see the next round to see if Himiko clocks again.
Yeah.
What would that be, 4 clocks? 4 Himi clocks in a row?
Yeah, he also clocked his Florentia. That helped. Whoa.
Yeah, I agree with Kampa as the voice of reason here. Like, that's partly why I mentioned that we saw Himiko come out in every single game. Is that, from an acute perspective, it looks like a shitload of clocks in a row. And 3 clocks in a row is a lot, maybe 4. Let's see what happens here. No clock there.
Well, doesn't really matter.
But over the grand span of time, like, it's lucky that they come in bursts like that for Zansin, but, like, that's the nature of clock.
I thought those zombie guys healed. They don't heal? Oh, there they go. They must have to be in combat to heal, do they? They heal after combat?
But I agree with Michael Johansson as well. Zansin needs more credit. Zansin's been fighting for credit for a lot of years, a lot of seasons now. What has he been, top 4, like 4 times in a row, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, props to Zansin, he did really well.
I mean, he's an excellent player. And the game's not over, but it's pretty much over. So, like, it's good to see things go Zansin's way.
Yeah, the Epsilon. I'm surprised Epsilon got picked away at like that. I think you're right that having low time is also, you know, very problematic. I mean, look at the time difference right now, still 6
I
seconds
almost
to
always
100.
play with low backup time, and I can definitely vouch that it's super stressful.
Yeah. Does he have any skills?
It's backup time is actually, I'd say, 50% of the reason why I lose as much as I do. The other 50% being my total lack of skill.
Yeah, he has no skills. Geez, that did pretty good damage.
So that's going to be the stun
How
on
did that
Hilda.
stun her? Didn't she have the thing on?
She has the...
Oh, it got stolen. Himiko stole it. Himiko stole the immunity.
The immunity wears off one turn before the
does
healing
it?
out, I
Oh,
think. I
really?
think. Because they're two separate buffs.
Oh. Well.
Whoa!
Wow. I don't think it's going to matter. Healer in the tank against no healing.
It shouldn't matter. Let's see.
There's also a huge damage.
Oh,
my
not quite
goodness.
able to get at Autocrato through those zombies. Those huge, thick
He's
zombies.
Dead, he's dead now, though, isn't he? The zombies.
But you're right, this is a big damage lead. This is not quite the same as in
Yes,
game
it's a
one,
big
where it was
damage
neck and
lead.
neck.
Yeah, there's no way he's gonna get through that Hilda.
I mean, Otto has AoEs, so he can try to make up the damage with AoEs, but it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to get through. Here's the first one.
I mean, I think Otto's gonna kill. Why isn't Hilda guarding him? Is she guarding him?
She wasn't guarding last turn because she was stunned.
Yeah, I mean, he can attack into his Hilda with his pikes. If he could move her without losing the faction buff, or losing the guard. Yeah, he's gonna guard so he can attack, or she's going to do it.
Still,
Yeah, I don't...
just attacking with her
Yeah, I don't-
isn't going to come back.
No, and not with...
Hilda has a revive.
Well, Florentia's
You have
gonna
a
get
healer.
stacks, and
Yeah.
she's gonna get her 3C, and yeah. He has his 3C next round, though, doesn't he?
Michael Autocrato is better now. His exclusive does make him a lot better. That, plus zombies, and plus the fact that just people had time to build him up now.
Oh, yeah. Why is he... Yeah, look, he's not guarded. Oh, there we go.
Finally cuts through the
Yeah.
zombies. It gets that last little shrivel of life off
I think
Otto.
we're gonna see a concede here.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
it. That is a 3-game championship. Zansin wins it 2-1 for his first first
title?
Apex
Oh,
crown.
wow. Congrats to Zansin. He played great. I mean, he plays great all season, right? He's always in the top tier. So congrats. Both players did amazing. I mean,
So, yeah.
YiQiao within one win of winning the whole thing. A lot of players you have to go through to do that.
In a rematch of the Summit der Langrisser finals, where YiQiao did beat Zansin for her
Yeah.
third Summit der Langrisser title in a row,
Yeah.
and now Zansin just takes it back in the Apex finals.
So when do we see season 10 start?
That's the question, isn't it? Some seasons
Couple
they give
weeks.
us like a few weeks in between, but last season, because of the combined patch, remember how they gave us Watham and like Werner and Mariandel at the same time over Christmas? There was no break. Like the next week,
Yeah.
I think, was basically when the next season started.
Yeah, AoE debuff clock meta does still live. It's still a really powerful combination. That's why you got to try to get those Rosen Seals out first pick. We need another Rosen Seal type character.
I mean, I guess that's kind of what Elma's supposed to be.
Yeah, she just doesn't cut it.
Well, it's hard to put Elma and Rosen both in your main box because you only want to deploy them so situationally.
Yeah.
Like Rosen you can put in your main box and she's just well-rounded enough that you can always use her.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, people are going to make the joke about those Himiko clocks, but Zansin changed up his game all 3 games. He played game 1 with Assassins, and he almost threw the cat in the fire.
Himiko is so strong. I mean, it's just, Zansin was picking her, I think, second, so it just goes to show what a strong character she still is. And if you get the clocks, I mean, there's so many characters where if you get multiple clocks, I mean, you can't
It's oppressive,
lose, right?
It's really oppressive.
If you have a Reen or you have those types of characters... Oh, look, someone just gave us a tip.
Kate Soon with the super chat. The super chat for $10 that doesn't say anything, though. I'll just read your name. Thank you for the donation very
Thanks
much.
A lot. So I look forward to playing everyone in Season 10. I'll be in there furiously. Try to maybe ladder up a little sooner this time.
Yeah, I was going to say, interesting thing about Season 10, we're still going to see lots of Himikos. But the meta does change and shift gears around a little bit in Season 10 because we do have some big new characters coming out in a couple weeks. The Iron Chancellor, New Florentia, is a very impactful character. The new Virash, the Consul or the Archon of the Moon, whatever his game name ends up being in the game. He's a different kind of like he's a push-pull, like ignore guard kind of annoying character.
That sounds annoying.
You're gonna start to see him in boxes. There's also Azusa or Asusa, whatever the new... Like, there's a couple batches of new characters that do see Apex play.
Now, do we see any exclusives or 3Cs coming out that are going to change characters?
You know what?
Are we going to see D-Heart?
We're definitely going to see D-Heart. D-Heart's going to come in... Now, I don't think he's going to be like a big meta-shifting assassin like Epsilon was, for example, but he is a usable assassin. So he's going to...
Well, I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to use him.
Yeah, you're going to use him.
He's going to be in my box.
I'm building him. I'm not sure if I'm going to swap him in for someone. The question with D-Heart is who you drop.
I will also say that my tickets were put on YiQiao, so I am out some gold. So, thanks, Zansin, for costing me some gold.
I think Freekong. Old Freekong. Oh, man.
Oh, look at that.
One ticket.
One ticket.
One ticket on the...
Well, Zansin, if he hasn't won before, then he deserves a win, because he's always up there.
Yeah, congrats to Zansin. Congrats also to YiQiao to making it to the top 2 this season.
I mean, I think
Very interesting matches. I'm just so glad the matches were good.
Yeah, I mean, they were. I mean, all the matches were good. I mean, that was a great final. There was lots of stuff. I mean, both players played well. It's hard under pressure when you've got, the time in your face and so much precision moving with all these assassins around. You have to be so careful every place that you move.
And you're against a good player.
Yeah. Yep.
Like Campa said earlier on in the chat, there was one season, I don't think it was this season, where Zansin basically had a finals match in his round of 256. Like, first round of the playoffs, and he had to play auto run. Like, everyone's gonna have a match like that. Like, no one... Sometimes you kind of have easier road to the finals, and
I think
Zansin has had rough luck.
I think that as this game goes on, too, though, you're starting to get so many more strong players. So many people that are in the lower tiers are moving up into the top tiers because they're getting more experience, their characters are getting better, and so there is such a high level of player now that almost any opponent in the playoff is going to be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no slackers really in the playoffs.
Yeah, unless you get matched against me.
Well,
but this season, that's why I was naming kind of the new characters who start to make a splash this season, because it's one thing to like catch up and build all your characters so nicely, and you have such a nice box that you're happy playing. As long as they keep sending new like meta characters out that you have to build.
Well, what's interesting is that I don't think we've seen that happen in a while, but people who've been playing since the early days, like, I remember the most impactful banner, I think, was the Yusuke banner and Hiei, because they came out right, I believe, in the middle of the first round, or right
it was
before
playoffs.
the first round.
Yeah.
And they were very strong characters at the time, and people were just scrambling to summon and equip those characters for the playoffs. And I think Deedlit you saw come out right as the first round was starting, and you saw people scrambling to get Deedlit up, but you haven't really seen any banners come out where people had to scramble to get the characters up within the last week or so of the playoffs. So it doesn't sound like we're going to see that in Season 10. It sounds like we're getting lots of time to be able to build these characters.
Well, it happens like over a course of months, like during the season.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not sure if these new characters are going to be so impactful that they are like a must-have in your box.
That's the thing. They're good characters who are good Apex characters, but they're not the kind of character that gets just dumped into every single box.
Yeah.
You know, like when Watham came out, like he had to go in every Apex box.
Yeah.
Not quite. And Lucretia was a character like that too. Not quite the same level of impact. But for the kinds of boxes they get play in, like I know, for example, Hale, who we've watched many of his matches on here, does really well in the playoffs, has a very specific play style.
Yeah.
There are definitely going to be characters coming out that will go really nice in Hale's box, or a box like Hale's.
Yeah, I think someone in the chat's mentioning, like, it's a real credit to Zansin that he overcame that one shot on his Venom, because to me that was devastating. And so the fact that he came back and won after that happened is a tribute to him. And obviously the clocks were fortunate, but hey, that's why you put clock on people, right? To hope that happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, your choice of enchants, whatever the clock rate is, 30%. Like that's a strategic gamble that you're making from the start.
Yeah.
I know Kampa has said before, I don't know if you're still in the chat, Kampa, but he doesn't like to enchant clock on people because he never procs his clocks, so it's like having a chant that does nothing.
I think there's certain characters where clock is like, so clearly the meta for them. Like Himiko, it's so clearly the only choice. Florentia, I think it's really the only choice. Reen, I think it's the only choice. I mean, there's certain characters where it really is the only choice you have.
Thanks, Najin. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Thanks for always watching. I think we are the most fun Langrisser
Not the biggest channel. I think you are the biggest channel, aren't you?
Well, there are channels that have more viewers, but I don't know. I'm not going to talk about other channels on here. I have a good relationship with all the other Langrisser content creators, so I think it's just because I'm a very friendly fella.
Well, we'll definitely do some more streams in the next season, and, we'll probably look at playoffs, but we'll probably do some climbing streams as well.
Yeah.
See as we climb through the Langrisser ranks. I will say that, last season I was shocked at how low the scoring was to get into playoffs. I think I qualified with only a 1920 or something, so it was very low.
It's been dropping ever since they increased the prize pool to 512. It's gone down for the last 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
I wonder if that trend will continue.
Hopefully, everybody watching, if you're not playing Apex, get in there and play.
Yeah, it's it's a great time to start playing.
Use mercenaries if you have to, and I'm a believer that, I really gravitate towards 6-star strong characters, right? So, if you don't have the meta characters or you don't have the meta characters built up, try some other characters that can be strong. That's what I believe. I don't put 5-star, 4-star characters in my box ever. And if it means I have to drop off a meta character, then I don't use them until they're built. I think it's a struggle to compete in Apex if you're using 4- and 5-star characters. So I would rather use
for
a weaker
newer
character.
accounts. The struggle is going to be real regardless. Like you've got to use the characters that you can.
Yeah.
Mercenaries, a great idea. But the other thing that I always say whenever I'm encouraging people to play Apex is you're going to lose anyway. Just go have fun. You learn by losing. So if you got to go and play a whole bunch of Apex Arena and lose half your games, like that's how you get better. That's how you improve.
Well, I mean, most of these good players, and us, I mean, we're losing about half the games we play.
Yeah.
I mean, the win rate for most top players is, 60%. I don't think there's too many people that are playing hundreds of games at an 80+ win rate. I mean, maybe some of the
maybe
top
80 plus, but you're going to see top players with like 70% win rates.
Yeah.
But you can get into the playoffs with 51% win rate, so...
Yeah, and I mean, with the way the scoring works with Apex 2, that you have to remember is that if you rack up wins in a row, it will greatly offset, even if you're going 50-50, right? If you're a 50% winner, but you can win 4 or 5 in a row, your score is really going to go up. So you just got to be able to string a few lucky wins together, and you can move your score pretty substantially.
I'm sure people are enjoying seeing my Free Kong's Parn here sitting on the screen, but I think we're going to wrap it up there. I'm going to go eat some nachos, and thanks for coming out and watching the finals. That was a super exciting stream. Like Tristan said, we are going to have a lot more Apex streams next season. We kind of shied away from regular season Apex streams a little bit this season, just because the streaming part was kind of distracting while we were trying to win.
It is very hard to play.
Doing a lot of talking and then seeing the backup time numbers flashing in your face. But maybe we'll do some more like recap streams where we'll play some games and then we'll go back and like stream them after. Or we can just stream some and then like take our lumps if we lose more than we think we should.
I will say about one thing is, when we do stream together and play, no matter whose account it is, our win rate is very, very, very high. I mean, it's something like 20-3 or something.
No, we got to go before Tristan starts getting a big head again.
But I mean, it just goes to show how important it is to have someone with you. If you do have a friend that can play with you, or if you're playing with someone, it's always helpful because there's just so much you can miss when you're by yourself. So
Tristan is a big supporter of backseaters.
Yep, it's helpful. I mean, make it a community game. We've streamed some scrims before.
Scrims between me and Tristan are far less interesting than they sound because Tristan just beats me every single time. So
yeah, sometimes they go your way.
Tristan has a very anti-Kong meta box, so. All right, we're gonna take off, but thank you everyone for coming out. There'll be more streams where that came from. Thanks for the donation, Kate Soon, and thanks for the sub, Jero. We'll catch you in the next one. Happy Langrissing, everyone.